Now, Vivica Fox said,
I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality.
Because Kevin Samuel said,
younger women are looking at the Vivicas and their mothers and their grandmothers and saying, and their aunties, and say, I don't want to be no part of that.
Now, the question is, why did Vivica A. Fox decide to say those things about Kevin Samuels after he passed? The question is the underlying motive, because we know that she was upset about what he said, but why exactly did she decide to react and respond the way that she did? The first thing is that Sun in Leo, and Leos, once you prick their ego, once you hurt their feelings, they decide to attack. Once they call back and they go, oh, you hurt me, then it's attack mode. The lion is in full engaged response, and that's what happened. He said things that hurt Vivica's ego, because she was thinking, how dare he talk about us, like that? So, Kevin Samuel said things that smacked her ego. The second thing is Mercury conjunct Uranus. She said that to shock people. She said that because she wanted to say something that would go viral, that would get attention, because she knew what he said had gotten attention. And with Uranus, you're always dealing with that shock factor, that out of the blue factor. And so Vivica said those things to shock the public. How dare you say something about someone who has passed, who has moved on to the next life? Most people would say, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. Most people would say, you know what? I don't want to say anything negative about someone who isn't there to defend themselves. No, Vivica A. Fox said, you know what, let me take it up a notch, and it's because of these other things that are located in her chart. So let's look even further. The next thing we got to talk about is what Kevin pinpointed, which is Mercury in Virgo, which means she believes she's perfect. She believes she doesn't have a flaw. She believes that when God made Vivica A. Fox, he broke the mold and said there shall be no more, and this was perfect. There's no problem. There are no flaws. This here is, you know what? I'm going to call her God from now on. Vivica A. Fox believes that she can do no wrong, and her philosophy comes from a point of, I'm perfect and the world is flawed. And people like that often will have an issue when their flaws are exposed, which is what Kevin Samuels was doing in that clip. The very next thing, and we got to talk about the sisterhood of stupidity. That's what I call them. This branch of women who decide to follow this idiotic philosophy. It's in the natal chart. Lilith in Sagittarius means that her dark side, her shadow, her negativity comes from her philosophy. So, when we talk about that philosophy, what does that encompass? We have to dig deeper in that chart. But Sagittarius in Lilith shows us that what she believes, the philosophy, which is what Sagittarius symbolizes, that it's poison, that it is toxic, as y'all like to say about people. So her ideas and beliefs are toxic, and it poisons her relationships. How? Because that's in the chart too. Venus opposition Lilith means that she encounters a lot of negativity, a lot of problems in her relationship because of her internal philosophy. And that's one of the things that 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, discovered, is that her philosophy is flawed. The things that she believes in, the ideas, the concepts, the feminism, all of that is so flawed that it wrecks her relationships. Now we have to get down into Venus, which deals with her relationships. Venus in Gemini means she's fickle, she's flirty, she like to look around. And guess what? Just like Lilith in Sagittarius, it also means she like to have a lot of fun. Sagittarius is hooked on fun. Venus in Gemini is hooked on fun. Stimulation. If you don't stimulate me, I'm going to go look somewhere else. I'm going to go find someone else who's going to do it because I'm going to have my stimulation. You gonna entertain me. You gonna wine and dine me. You gonna do all of these things, or else I'm gonna go and find someone else. That ego speaking again. They're consistently stubborn. And finally, one of the reasons that what she said came back on her is that while she was talking about karma for Kevin Samuels, Saturn in the 12th house is as karmic as it gets. You out here doing all of this perfection, all of this faking, all of this I'm perfect, nothing is ever wrong with me, and you got big karma coming in that 12th house, because the 12th house is karma itself. Now, Saturn means that there's a lot of loneliness, there's a lot of depression, there's some daddy issues in there, there's some things she restricts herself on that she want to have, that she probably don't necessarily enjoy. She wants to get a man, but at the same time she can't keep a man. All of those things are in her 12th house. Can it be fixed? Yes, but astrology shows the pattern, and the pattern is that she is so stubborn, that she's so stuck on doing what she's always done, that she probably will not achieve what she wants, which is at 60, asking for a boyfriend. Now, is it impossible? No, but are the odds slim? Yes, because you can find anything out here, but will you find what you want? Will you find that which you'll commit to? And if your habits, if your pattern has always been to never commit, will you keep it? So that's why Vivica A. Fox decided to come out her face at Kevin Samuels. And it's a lot of the same patterns that we see in the sisterhood of stupidity. Is that I'm going to act like I'm perfect. I'm going to have all this ego. I'm going to stick my chest out. And I'm going to say that anyone who opposes me, I'm going to check them, but ain't nobody going to check me, boo. All of these habits lead to failure. And that's why Vivica A. Fox made that comment about karma, and now she's suffering karma. Peace.